Avry. You're listening to Avry Sports Show with your host, Avry Lewis McDougal. Take it away, Avry.
Yo, folks, what is up? What is up? What is up? We're back! Avry Sports Show, Morning Edition, NR92.com. Myself, Adam Bros, Matt Ingles. Gentlemen, what is shaking? What's cracking in the house today?
Not much, just trying to crack in here is tough enough. But yeah, it's, I don't know, new semester, getting pretty pumped for this, and a whole bunch of exciting news coming up.
That is exactly true. That's very true. How do you enjoy your summers? How was summers for you guys?
Oh,
it was alright. It was eventful.
I know it wasn't for you, Mr. Ingles. Why don't you tell the folks what happened? Because I know you are sporting a nice, fresh hockey battle wound. Well, we'll call it a hockey wound just to make it sound even cooler.
No, I'm thinking about going with the downed helicopter pilot story.
oh, good call.
That's what we'll call it. That
We'll keep it mysterious for that.
mysterious. Oh my. Adam, what did you do for your summer, sir?
Oh, I did a lot. Right after Nate finished, I went over to the Duke for the Telus Cup, which is like the National Midget Championships, and I was doing reporting for Hockey Canada. In July, I was in Italy for 2 weeks. That was awesome. And then about a few weeks ago, when the Women's World Cup of Baseball this year, I was doing PA announcing at Telus Field, so that was cool.
That's right. So you did a good job there.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic stuff, man. You got a voice for be a PA guy.
I'm going to stay here, though.
And always, we know you were busy, so why don't you tell us what you were up to, Avry?
Well, found a trip to Vegas, went to Toronto, got a lot of business done in Toronto, covered the BioSteel Hockey Camp with over 30 NHL players, interviewed Mike Camilleri. It was so much fun, interviewed Cody Hodgson, interviewed Gary Roberts, one of my all-time favorite players. I also covered Toronto FC, interviewed Damon Allen. What a gem of a guy.
Wow.
Wait, Matt, you're shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head, Matt?
Because you're out here and you're in Toronto and you're in Vegas and you're interviewing all these players and I'm stuck on a couch with a cast on for the last month.
Oh, don't worry about it, Matt. I'll change for you, sir. I'll change.
So we had a busy summer.
Yes, no, we definitely did. Of course, the sports world was busy as well. I take you guys watch the Olympics, of course.
No, I have no idea who no. I definitely had my eye on that thing the entire time. Michael Phelps, him taking that record for the most ever Olympic medals, I think he deserves, for the most part, most of them. But, I was a little worried coming into this Olympics about him because, he hadn't really done a lot of practicing.
Right.
But he proved me wrong, so good for you, Michael Phelps.
That just goes to show that this man is an absolute phenom for the sport. I mean, you can take years off, you can take months off, you can not practice, and you can come in and still be an absolute dominant force in the pool.
It's true, because Michael Phelps, he admitted that the last 2 years after Beijing, he took 2 full years off. At any sport, you take 2 years off, you're going to get rusty. In that first race, which was his specialty, the 200 meter, Ryan Lochte beat him. I was thinking, oh crap, is he done? But no, he came back, the medley, the team swims. It was so impressive to see Michael Phelps just dominate once again.
Yep, you just proved that he's just the best all-time swimmer, I'd have to say.
I would have to agree with you on that. And now the big debate is, of course, you got Michael Phelps. And then one Mr. Usain St. Leo Bolt getting some more gold medals. Once again, the 100 meter, the 200 meter, the 4x100.
You know what my favorite part of that was, though? For the 100 meter, when somebody threw a bottle onto the track.
Yeah.
Before, because some fan wasn't all that happy or something about Usain Bolt and his fast speed. So we decided to throw a bottle of something on the track. It almost landed on someone, could have caused a false start, but the even better story behind that was that the person in the row behind him was a female, I think it was judo athlete, and she ended up bringing him down and missed the entire race, trying to bring down this guy who threw the bottle, whatever it was.
You spend entirely too much time on the internet. Where'd you get that story?
I don't know. It's just a weird side story that I find hilarious.
No, I saw that, and they had cameras on this though. This guy got taken down in half a second afterwards. They showed it.
It was just, boom, you're down. You got beat by a girl really badly.
Back to the story at hand, though. I mean, I cannot say enough about this man. He's just He can run 46 kilometers an hour. Who does that?
Usain Bolt does.
He can jog in the semifinals and still win by a second.
Yeah.
You're like, you might as well just stop and clean your clothes, put them in, go to a laundromat, and then come back and win anyways.
It's true, and I mean,
Crazy.
Usain Bolt is a guy who he won 9.63 in the 100 meter, and he still only won about 80%. Ran at 9.63 seconds at 80%.
I'd love to see him go 100% and just see what, like, he could, like, if he went 100%, maybe breaking the 9-second barrier.
Wouldn't shock me, because a scientist claim that if he went for 100 meter, if he went 100%, scientists claim that he could go 8.26 seconds if he went full out.
That is extremely fast.
It's impressive. I mean, it's nothing special. I could do that.
He could, yeah.
No,
Backwards.
absolutely not. But
Maybe in 200 meter.
it's just, what do you think about the controversial comments he was making? You know, I'm the best athlete to ever exist, you know, stuff like that.
You know what, though? He is a great athlete, though. He's one of the greatest of all time. But I don't know if you want to say the greatest. Because in the sports world, you've got Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, Brett Favre. The list goes on and on and on and on. There will never be one true, pure, greatest athlete of all time in my mind. It can't happen.
Absolutely, and that's what I thought. I mean, you got to appreciate the confidence. I guess if you can run that fast, who cares? I mean, you can piss somebody off and what are they going to do, chase you?
Oh, it's true. It's true. And the thing is, though, watching the 200 meters, just watching how, if you saw Johan Blake, who came in second, who I interviewed this past summer when he was in Edmonton for an event. Johan Blake, this is a guy, he's, I think, the biggest threat in track and field to Usain Bolt. I think in 2016, I think the track, Jamaica, plain simple, I'm half Jamaican, so I take pride in this. Jamaica, for a country that only has 1 million people, their track and field background is so insane.
Oh, they train extensively on the track and field, and it shows. Like, they are amazing when it comes to just the track.
Yeah, and if you see, they had a documentary on CTV. 40,000 people go see the high school track and field championships in Kingston. 40,000 people packed the stadium.
And how do we feel about Canada on the track?
You know what?
I mean, we almost medaled.
Almost. If Jared Connaughton doesn't step on that line in the 4x100, Canada gets their first bronze in a track since 1996.
Don't get me wrong, I can't color inside the lines. I wouldn't expect to run around a track in the line like that.
Well, you know what? The thing is, there is a very interesting post after that by some Canadian.
My buddy Chris McCashew, who's from Sprint Management, he posted the picture.
Yeah, and he had a picture of the fourth place team, and they stepped on the line too,
Right.
but they didn't catch it.
Right,
So
but it doesn't count because the rule is, though, if you're in a straightaway and you touch the line, it's fine. If you're on the bend and you touch it, you're disqualified. And Connaughton went on the bend.
I don't get that, because you know what? It's a lot. I mean, still it's the same distance, but it's a lot tougher when you're making a turn to stay in that and not touch the line. On a straightaway, it's not as tough because you're going straight.
Right.
So.
Right, and it was Trinidad. It was the Trinidadians and the U.S. Thing is, though, now if the Trinidadians, if they impeded the progress of someone else, then you're disqualified in the straightaway. If you impede someone else's progress, then it's disqualification.
Yeah. Well. Oh well. You know, we'll know that we finished third. They just took it away from us.
That's true. Although, all this Olympics, though, you know what, though? 18 medals, though, tied Beijing. Still an okay showing, I thought, this year. Still all right.
It was quite impressive, you know, and we had a lot of, I mean, I'm used to saying this, we had a lot of good fourth place finishes. Like, a lot of people that we, like, instead of a lot of people that we expected to medal finishing fourth.
Right.
Either A, they just sucked, or B, they actually medaled. But we had a lot of unexpected people come out and actually do really well. And you're like, oh, I didn't know this guy was in the decathlon. Oh, okay, you finished fourth. Awesome.
Exactly. I mean, one thing, though, and of course, when you got the infamous soccer match, Canada and the USA
That was
in the semifinal. I mean, I've never seen, it was probably one of the 10 great soccer games I've seen all time, men and women's. Top 10 I've seen. Christine Sinclair gets a hat trick, and it still isn't enough to beat the U.S. and the referee.
Like you said, one of the greatest games. I mean, I don't watch soccer, but I was glued to my seat watching this game. It was an absolute nail-biter.
Yes.
Well, you know, the one thing I like about that soccer game was instead of it being like, run to one end, oh, ball's turned over, run the other end, oh, ball's turned over, oh, someone fell down and exaggerated. How unfortunate. It was all out intensity, a lot of shots on net, a lot of goals, and it was just back and forth, and you didn't know who was going to win.
No.
And it went into extra time, and I'm at work at the bowling alley, and I'm like, come on, and I'm like, oh, I should serve people now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like just intense.
But the officiating, the Norwegian referee, though, I've never seen such a blatant, horrible show of officiating in my life. Because the Aaron McLeod situation, the delay of game. How many times do you ever see a goalkeeper get called for handling the ball for too long? It never gets called. Never.
I'd scratch out officiating. Have you been watching the NFL preseason?
Yes.
Replacements.
Oh my gosh, NFL officiating. The thing is, though, how bad can it really be? Because the main NFL officials have been garbage anyway. I mean, it's both bad. They've both been bad officiating either way, replacements or regular guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. But this is college level. These officials aren't officials.
No, they're not NFL level at all because they're getting guys from, they're getting men and women. The first female referee is now on the staff.
Yay.
Yeah. She refereed the San Diego Green Bay preseason game. There's
Wonderful.
referees from high school, Pop Warner, Lingerie League, the Arena Football League, Division II, and NAIA in the U.S.
Okay, they might as well bring in some CFL refs and put it all together.
I mean, officiating, it really is getting to be a gong show, and now we're gonna go into week 1 with replacements. I think we may go into week 6 and still not have replacements still.
It's kind of embarrassing, actually. You know, I didn't know that the Referees Association was in a big tussle with the NFL until this breaking news on NFL.com. Oh, by the way, we're gonna have replacement after week 1. Oh, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that just a story with professional sports lately? It's just lock everything out.
Yeah.
We win more money, but we're gonna win because we don't want to lose money.
Exactly. Really, in a sense, it's all these lockouts. What is it basically? It's millionaires battling billionaires, and we're forced to just watch.
Well,
But in their defense, and don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely against lockouts. But if I had millions of dollars, I'd want more.
True.
I have no dollars now, and I still want more.
Right.
So it's not a battle of who gets more. In my opinion, it's a battle of this revenue's there, so
Yeah.
it's got to go to one person or the other. If you're in one of the positions where you could potentially take that revenue, why not fight for it?
No, I do see your point, Matt. But it's just end of the day. But it's so silly because, especially the lockout in NHL, we're gonna probably run smack dab into missing time where people aren't working, and this only affects the players. It affects referees. It affects the concession stand guy because he can't work. It affects the commentators who are out of a job. It affects so many more aspects once we get to October and there's still no hockey.
Until you are that guy in that position, like you are that guy in the concession, you are that fan who wants to see a game. I mean, you're not going to get guys like Gary Bettman or Daryl Cates who are worried about that kind of thing. I mean, unless you're losing more money than you're going to make off winning this lockout argument, then it's not worth settling.
True.
and you know, it's the one winner out of all this is going to be EA Sports because everyone's going to buy their video game just so they can watch hockey. Like, I'm going to do that. I will simulate a season, and I'll be like, come on, shoot, Eberle. Oh, why'd you not shoot?
Of course.
Wait, the Oilers just traded Eberle and Hall for Crosby? Okay.
Yeah, it's true. That's what's gonna happen because that EA did it. I recall for the last lockout, and people actually watched on TV simulated that the simulated miniseries, and people actually watched.
I mean, we're in Canada. You saw how we did in the Summer Olympics. We are not summer athletes. We are a winter-based country. So we need that sport. We need our hockey.
It's true.
And this just needs to play out. What are your thoughts on a site like YouHave2weeks.com? Where people are threatening to boycott?
You know, end of the day though, these billionaires, these companies are so big. For every 5 people that say they're gonna boycott, there's 45 people that won't. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I was on that website yesterday, and their goal is 1,000 signatures, and I don't even think they've reached that yet.
No. I mean, it's just too daunting of a task to say. Because it would be nice if, you know, we're gonna boycott and actually has an effect. It would have worked about, say, 15, 20 years ago. It would have worked. But now, it's just hockey and sports in general is too big of a business for Joe McCracken, the fan, to really impact a giant team like the Edmonton Oilers or the Detroit Red Wings.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's true. Anyway, folks, we'll take our first commercial break and be right back with much more. Avry Sports Show on n92.com. Stick around, or I will send a flying goat to your house and demolish it.